The simulation is set in the period of 1786 through 1791, when discussion was proceeding on the adoption of the United States Constitution and what was later known as the Bill of Rights. Specifically, the fictional setting is this. The three members of the committee on the proposed Bill of Rights have spent considerable time and effort to come up with very specific wording concerning the right of a free people not to have a government-sponsored religion. Eventually, this right would become known to us as freedom of religion, or as some have come to know it as the right of the freedom from religion. In considering the wording, there are many issues which provide the basis for the actual wording. The issues outlined below are just some of the items for consideration in the quest for the perfect wording, which should provide equal protection under the law for all citizens. Number one, to prevent a state-sponsored religion like in England. Number two, to prevent taxation by any religious organization sanctioned by the government for support of any particular religion. Number three, for the people to be able to freely express their religious belief without fear of persecution by the government. Number four, to allow the practice of religion by individuals without state interference. The committee consists of three individuals: James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and Benjamin Franklin. The committee has taken the discussion to a public forum setting where input is being sought from the community. The students assigned these parts have been given an opportunity to study up on their respective characters' historical background through their own research. Special instructions were provided to the committee prior to the start of the simulation. Let us observe the proceedings.
We would like to thank everyone for attending. We are here to present the best wording we've been able to come up with to add to the First Amendment regarding freedom of religion. We would like to open this discussion on how the amendment should be written. The wording that we three have come up with is this: Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, as long as it does not infringe on the rights of others. We chose this wording specifically for a couple of reasons. We do not believe that Congress shall respect an establishment of religion or sponsor a religion. We believe that government should ultimately keep its hand out of religion. How a person worships or how a person believes should be up to them. People should not be prosecuted for choosing how to practice their beliefs. But regarding that, we do believe that the exercise of a religion for whatever one's religious preference calls for should be up to the individual, as long as the practices of that religion do not infringe on the rights of others.
What about government aid of a religion?
We do not believe that government should respect or
I'm not asking you to make it not official religion or sponsoring religion. What does that say if I was creating a new religion? My religion needs help being.
Well, actually, the government should not favor one religion over the other.
I'm not asking you to favor the religion. The government sponsor the religion.
Government.
I have a small religion where not many people have known about it yet, so I do not have enough money to have a building where my people can come together and we can.
The government will sponsor no religion because somebody's going to get upset saying that the government's favoring one religion over the other. So, no government funding for religions. That being said, though, there's also no government taxation on any religion. The government cannot tax, churches, mosques, synagogues.
Potatoism.
Protest. You have a paper sign. I have a golden hat. You lose.
I have a torch, bro. Back up.
Paper torch. What is potatoism?
Potatoism is a religion that believes that potatoes are the ultimate source of life and that everything began with potatoes.
Okay, cool.
I hope they're not from Ireland.
Actually, one of our commandments is we cannot cause a famine.
Okay. What's the point of the protest? What are you protesting?
We protest that the government should fund our religion.
We're not gonna-
Tough. No.
Why not?
Because we're the government. We say no.
We the people.
I thought government.
We the
for
people, right?
Not
We
for
the
y'all.
people, not the government.
Why should we help y'all? Why? We're literally trying to break away from the traditions of England. That's what's going on here. We just got done fighting a revolution.
But
Do you
the
really
First
want to go
Amendment-
backwards?
It established, the First Amendment establishes and prohibits the government from making any laws respecting establishment
Yes.
of religion.
The government
Well,
will protect
it's not
the
a
rights.
law. It's not a law saying that the government has to fund or anything, or it's not. It doesn't
says
say
Congress
anywhere
shall
that
make
that
no law
it
respecting-
can't fund. But it's not a law. I'm asking for government aid to help support my religion, not support my religion, but
We will make no law, Congress will make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibit the free exercise thereof. We will protect the rights of individuals to practice whatever religion they want, but we will not favor one religion over the other.
Why must the government be involved in this at all?
It should. That's our stance on this, is the religion and rights to practice what you believe is up to the individual. Government shouldn't have a say on how you worship, how much you pay. You know, the government's taking its hand out of people's personal lives.
Your religion, personal. It's a lot.
So if you want to worship a potato, you literally got a Jesus potato.
You're right.
If you want to worship a potato, that's up to you. Just don't expect us to give you money for it.
Fair enough. I'm done.
It's only that easy. Thanks for your
So
help,
how
Alexander.
far would you go? How far would you say supporting and promoting a religion? Where does that stop?
Using tax dollars to build churches, using tax dollars.
What if the government were to give me a loan and I use the loan?
Well, that's your loan. That's whatever you want to use it for. But
He's saying
we're
no.
not-
You're not. You're saying yes, but he's saying no.
If you
So
as an
that's
individual apply for
So
government
no.
aid and you receive government aid and you use that government aid money to build a church, I mean, that's your
That's
money.
your
We
money.
didn't give it to the church, we gave it to you.
But the money that I round up from my church.
Yeah, but that wasn't the government giving money to your religion, that was government giving money to you. You chose to use that money for however
And
that's,
that's
that's a
excessive.
different situation.
That's excessive.
That's, yeah, because that's not us funding a religion, that's us funding you. And then you funding a religion with that money. Do we have?
That's cutting a fine line between you saying that the government is going to give aid or give a loan to me, and then if I build a church out of that you're not supporting that. If you know that that's what I'm going to do with the money, you are going to be supporting that church.
No, because
didn't know
we
you were
don't,
gonna do
there's
that.
no law prohibiting us from aiding somebody. If you apply for government aid and you qualify for government aid and we give you money, that's us giving money to you. Now, what you do with that money is up to you.
Well, first off,
That's
where
you
you going to
support-
get the
that's
money
you
to give
supporting the
us
church
money
out
out
there.
of
We're
aid?
gonna have to pay it back, which is the money that we round up from our church to give to the government.
We don't care where the money comes from. If the
You
money
give
comes from a
But you're
synagogue,
accepting-
the government will not fund or support a specific religion. Because the whole point of this is
Well,
the
you'll
government
take
will
a
not show
specific religion's
favoritism
money.
to one religion over
But
the
you
other.
take their money.
Yes.
Yes.
I will take, if the church or a synagogue or a mosque wants to give the government money, the government
will
will
take it.
accept.
Money is money.
About donations from the government. Donations.
No, we're not gonna become parliament. We're not gonna become.
If you take my money, you're going to do what I ask you to do.
I'm not taxing your church. If
I
you
didn't
choose
say it was
to.
a tax. You said you're going to have my money. then you're
No,
gonna
he
do-
said if the church wants to donate to the government, will you take it? I said yes. That's your choice. If you voluntarily want to pay the government, you do that, sir. I'm not gonna say no. That's your choice.
But wouldn't that kind of be favoritism since you're,
Accepting money?
yes.
Favoritism towards money.
Yeah, not towards a specific church.
But wasn't America founded on Christianity?
It was. It was founded on Judeo-Christian beliefs, but we're not going to favor one over the other. Meaning, we will not use tax dollars to promote a specific religion.
But somehow it will get to that, without you saying it.
It'll eventually be to the point where your religion can actually become or be one with your.
How is
government.
that? We're not supporting or promoting any religions. What does it matter that the Constitution was written on the basis of a certain religion?
You're going off. Everything's built on the base.
Yeah?
Well, isn't
So-
that favoring one of them?
No,
If
You
it's
can
all
still
God-based.
continue
we're
to
talking about
have-
we're talking about how the government will act towards the people, and the government saying we're not going to sponsor any religion, we're not going to endorse a religion. I don't understand how that leads to the favoritism of Christianity. I'm failing to make that connection.
Where do you make that connection?
You're saying,
Let's
oh, but
say-
it was
let's say-
founded on
Let's say
Christianity.
we put-
Yeah, so
we
but how
put
does that mean in the
something
future we're going to favor Christianity?
Let's say we put something on our coins as
It's a
in
fantastic
God,
question.
in God we trust.
That's a fantastic question. If it's written in the freaking Constitution, then we're not supposed to favor a religion. But then again, it says in God we trust. It never says what God.
But what if that's
It could be the
everything
potato
religion?
God.
How
It
come
could
you don't
be
have-
potato
Mr.
God.
Madison, did you take an oath of office?
Did
Did you take an oath of office?
I got told to go put on a coat and a hat.
Did you take an oath of office, Mr. Madison?
I did. I'm assuming.
Did you say, in God we trust, or I do, or affirm
I
God
did.
in that?
I did.
Thank you, Mr. Madison.
I want y'all to reflect on what just went on and think about where we started out in this conversation and where did it digress to?
Almost. It went from me just reading what I wrote to like now I'm just speaking.
It went to that.
So how did y'all feel about this discussion?
I
Did
love this crap.
did
I
this
love
go-
arguing with people.
Did this go anywhere that y'all thought it was gonna go?
No.
Yeah.
I suck because I agreed with them and I had to.
Act like a
Yeah,
Way to go.
It really sucks when you have to be the person.
Yeah, I didn't know how to counter argue because I look at it through.
And Austin's just a good person.
What
to
about,
argue.
Wow, thanks.
did any part of this kind of make you feel uncomfortable that, you know, it's hard to argue something that I really don't believe in? That's what
I'm offended,
Yes.
and I
Okay,
demand
yeah,
compensation for my
that's
trauma.
arguing.
So,
Right. So what do you think the most important lesson for y'all, and just one at a time, kind of, what do you think the most important thing or most important aspect of this was, or what you learned?
I think it just shows how freaking difficult writing the Constitution must have been, because there had to have been plenty of people in a room filled with different opinions, and they basically had to reach some form of consensus on what they were going to establish. Had to have been a headache.
Do you think it's any easier to write a law today?
No.
No, it's harder probably.
It's hard to
Because
please people.
it's a more sensitive
Freaking population.
population.
Yeah.
So how do we, when we're doing something like this, whether it's writing a law, the Constitution, rules for the classroom, you name it, how do you be all inclusive with all the viewpoints in something like this?
Very
How do you do
careful.
that?
Very careful. Very difficult.
It's
Somebody's
even hard.
gonna.
No.
You're not gonna please everybody.
I know.
You can't
Literally
please
right. This literally thing says you can practice what you want. Government will not stop you. Government will not arrest you or tax you for however you want to worship. And somebody's gonna get upset over that.
Yeah.
Some people want government influence.
The potatoism. No.
What's the most uncomfortable thing that y'all experienced during this?
This hat.
Anything else?
It's like
Okay, arguing for against it, you know, like my beliefs is like, you know, with them, but then arguing against it was harder because
I mean, that's it. You must be a good actor though, because I felt like she really was against it. So I was like, oh dang, she coming at me.
So did y'all all experience that to some degree?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it was an accurate representation of the government today too.
So let me,
I mean, you can propose something or say something, but you know, it's not a true democracy. It really just depends on the government and Congress and whoever's in power.
yes, they will take their opinions from the people, but
They won't
in
really
the
give a
end,
thought.
it won't
Like you said,
it won't really be from the people.
They'll take the money quickly, but they won't actually think about anything else. They're quick for the money, but
Yeah.
not much thought about anything else.
is this kind of a good representation of what actually goes on in government, whether it's city government or county.
I feel like they're a bit more professional.
There's more
than I was.
violence, like right here it's just tension with arguing, but I feel like there's more violence
Yeah.
some way.
Can be. In some countries, there's absolute violence. So would this be worth doing again at some point? Different subject or something?
Yeah, actually, I'd be
I
down.
actually argue.
If we had, like, let's say like we had a longer time to like get ready for it, that makes it a different way.
Yeah, we had like the
Yeah, I would do it.
I would do it.
Let's not do that in the spring if y'all want to do that. Let's do it a bit longer on it.
A debate? Can we do a debate? I like doing debates.
Do I have to dress up for that one?
I think y'all did a good job.
Yeah, I think you did a very good job.